The year is 1910. A pale winter dawn creeps slowly over the rooftops of an American town still asleep beneath a blanket of coal smoke. Street lamps hiss as they shut off, trolley cables crackle to life, and somewhere in the distance a rooster crows, more out of habit than victory. But inside a narrow wooden house at the end of a soot-stained block, a woman is already awake. She has been for an hour. Her day begins not with alarm clocks, but with cold hands and responsibility. The first sound of her world is the metallic scrape of a coal shovel. She kneels before the cast-iron stove, feeding it with dark chunks of fuel, coaxing the stubborn fire to life. A woman in 1910 cannot cook, clean, heat water, or warm her children without this flame. Coal dust settles into the creases of her skirt and the soft lines of her palms. She doesn't wipe it away. There's no time, there never is. By 5:30 a.m., she is preparing breakfast. Not cereal from a box or bread from a toaster. Breakfast in 1910 is labor, kneading dough, beating eggs, rendering fat, heating water, grinding coffee by hand. Children shuffle into the kitchen rubbing their eyes and plates appear in front of them like magic. They will never know how much work this moment cost. Once the morning meal is done, she begins the endless cycle of dishes, sweeping and heating water for laundry. If today is Monday, the National Laundry Day, she braces herself. Laundry in 1910 is a battle fought with boiling tubs, lye soap, wooden paddles, and aching shoulders. She scrubs every garment on a washboard until her knuckles sting, wrings them out by hand, and hangs them outside where wind and soot will decide their fate. For middle-class women with electricity, an iron or a primitive washing machine may help. But even then, the bulk of housework falls entirely on their shoulders. Without vacuum cleaners, microwaves, or running hot water, simple tasks stretch into hours. A woman's day is built from repetition, and society calls it natural. But for millions of women, home is not the final destination of their labor. By 1910, nearly 8 million American women are part of the workforce. Clerks, factory operators, textile workers, seamstresses, laundresses, telephone girls, teachers, maids, and nannies. A working woman dresses quickly, pins up her hair, packs a small lunch, and steps outside into a world that both needs her and doubts her. Factories are already roaring by sunrise. Inside, female workers endure 10 to 12-hour shifts surrounded by clattering machines, lint-filled air, deafening noise, and supervisors who measure time in fractions of minutes. A woman might sew 300 pieces in a day, earning half the wages a man would for the same output. There are no safety standards. Fingers are cut, lungs are strained, backs are damaged, and yet women return the next day because wages mean independence and survival. Other women enter a new world of modern urban work, offices. Here, the typewriter becomes both a tool and a symbol. Typists and stenographers, often young and unmarried, represent the rising new woman, educated, independent, determined. But rules are strict. Skirts must be long, voices soft, posture perfect. Any hint of impropriety and a woman risks her job. Many offices quietly dismiss women upon marriage, believing their true place is in the home. Despite this, the workplace offers something society rarely allows women: their own money, their own decisions, their own sense of identity. Yet when the workday ends, another shift begins. A working woman returns home to chores, waiting patiently, cooking dinner, cleaning dishes, mending clothes, heating baths, and helping children with homework. The term work-life balance is a modern invention. In 1910, women carry both worlds alone. Marriage shapes nearly every aspect of their futures. A married woman cannot vote. She usually cannot keep her wage. In many states, her husband has legal rights over her property and, in some cases, even her body. Divorce is rare and criticized. Childbirth is common and dangerous, with limited medical care and almost no reliable contraception. Many women experience pregnancy after pregnancy, hoping each one will end safely. Yet beneath these heavy expectations, change is rising. On the streets of New York, Chicago, and Boston, women gather in small but determined groups. They march with homemade banners demanding education, fair pay, safer working conditions, and most boldly, the right to vote. Some are heckled, some are arrested, some lose their jobs or families, but they continue. Inside homes, women read newspapers, join clubs, attend lectures, and push their daughters toward futures once unthinkable: college, professions, independence. The new woman rides bicycles, challenges dress norms, writes articles, and refuses to live quietly in the shadows of Victorian ideals. By the end of her long day, the woman of 1910 sits by the faint glow of a kerosene lamp. She may be exhausted, but she has done everything. Fed her family, supported her home, kept her job, and held society together in ways no statistic or headline can capture. Hers is the unseen labor that built a nation. And though the world around her has tried to limit her voice, her footsteps, and her choices, she is part of a generation quietly shifting history with every hour of her day.